What up, y'all? Back for another audio occasion. It is a podcast for self-starters and those willing to make the most out of any situation. It's the EFS podcast. We are back. And for today's lead-in audio, I gotta find it first because my shit just went bugged out on me. But yeah, we've seen this joint floating around most recently in the circles. All right, y'all, we got it up and running, so let's get it. Talk to him on the way in. Big talk.
So if you're going to have an attitude, no. Step into it with the right mindset. Because coach is going to be in your face and ask you to work in football practice. And how you going to respond? Tell me. Exactly. With a positive attitude. I got you, Dad. I'm ready to work. Because coach is going to be in your face and he's going to grab the next kid that's going to be ready to play it. You're not. They're going to get somebody else.
Talk to him, Pops.
That's what you got to understand. You were going to get in your own way.
Talk to him, Pops.
Get out of your feelings. I'm not going to treat you like a baby because you're not. So every time you step foot into something, you better step into it with a positive attitude. Because that crappy look you got on your face, that sad, sappy look, people aren't going to have time for that. They're going to write you off as a black kid that don't pay attention, as a bad attitude. They're going to move on to the next one.
Long audio, but stay with us.
If you don't care about yourself, that's what you got to get through your head. Your mother can't save you.
She can't.
Only you can. You can't call mommy when things go bad to protect you. You got to step into it knowing that I got to do what I got to do because I want to be successful. Coaches are going to scream in my face. They're going to tell you about yourself. And you know what? I got to get my fault, coach. I got it. Let's go. That's what leaders do.
Like,
I'm
get this man
a black leader. I'm raising you to be a leader.
Some kind of prize.
Not to be a complainer.
Start a GoFundMe for this man right here.
And don't get left behind. You either work or you don't. There's two choices in life.
There is no in
between. There's never an in between.
It's two choices.
So you can have this little cool, man, they don't talk about, but you're talking to someone who worked, who earned everything he had.
That's where you know he mean that shit.
And if you want it, you got to earn it with stuff like this. I told you that you got to fall in love with the process, dude. This is how you get better. Oh, step back. That don't get you nowhere. It's a waste. If you can't do something simple like I can come here and I can concentrate and I can make form shots because I know it's boring, but I know damn well if I can do this consistently when I'm in a game and I get a pass, it's so muscle memory, it's simple. I'm not going to baby you. Don't expect it from me.
Whew.
Wise words.
Wise words. Powerful words. That man needs some kind of at least a social media award for going viral for that, because I saw that shit everywhere. Basketball, non-basketball, like everyone was reposting that. So we had to let it fly on ours, and just great messaging to give to the youth and your own youth, your son, as you're training him to be the next whatever he's going to be and make it his career. But as always, as we open this thing up, y'all, we got 1, 2, 3 air horns and a whole abundance following behind it. Let my theme music run. Let's get it, y'all. We are back here. And if you made it to the audio/visual, please do not forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. It is episode number 63 of the EFS podcast. I am your host, the man, the myth, the legend from the EFS brand himself. The biggest brand that you don't know about yet, Mr. 1%, 2 times. And in the house, we got my man Waldo Black back for more audio-visual conversation. And we got big energy on the way in today. Yeah. If you ain't catch the pre-pod, just know my energy is to the maximum.
Yes, it is.
Off of just an amazing weekend of music and just an amazing weekend of hip-hop in general. As we kick this thing off, we fade this theme music out. Check in, my bro. How we doing? How we feeling? What's the vibe?
Man, I am hurting, man. I tell you, man, it's just when you're 40, you're 40, man. Just go ahead and sit your ass down.
You're not 40 though.
Look, tell that to my back and my knees. All right?
You're not 40. I'm not 40 either. You tried to put 40 on me on one of the last episodes.
Yeah, you know.
And I watched
40,
it back,
man.
and I'm just like, yo, I'm not 40. I'm not even 39 yet. So,
all right,
a couple weeks coming. Leo season around the corner. Shout outs to the illest the illest zodiac sign there is.
Yeah, I don't subscribe. Well, all I'm saying is
that was real Leo like actually too. Quintessential.
I'm just like, I feel it. It's like you know where you at. You know where you at. Knowing where you are is not a bad thing. It's okay to know where you are. You're not 40, great. I know what 40 is gonna feel like, and I'm preparing myself for that. So if I'm saying it now, that's all I'm. You know what I'm saying? That's
40
all.
ain't gotta feel like that.
What does they say that you're only as
Young as you
old
feel.
or as you feel, or
Right.
young as you feel, right? All right. A little bit of Delulu goes a long way. I ain't mad at it.
I mean, I'm just saying it ain't gotta feel like 40. Like 40 feel
But
for
I'm
a lot of
happy
people.
to be here though. Don't get it twisted. I'm
Oh, I am
grateful.
too.
Yeah.
I ain't tripping off getting to that, that
Yeah.
age, that decade of my life. I'm cool with it, but
It's a beautiful
I'm just
thing.
saying
I know
my
people that
40
ain't make it.
is also gonna feel a lot better than a lot of niggas 40 out here. Through just
Okay. Yeah.
the lifestyle that I live. Not to be in a braggadocious kind of way,
Yeah.
but
You're a Leo. It's okay.
you push back the aging clock by staying active, That's why I said 40 ain't gotta feel like 40. That was an endorsement for just health
living
and
wellness. Yes, staying on brand.
100%.
And if you don't want to feel like 40, make sure you tap in with D Burke for EFS training. Make sure your body don't feel like, 40 when you might be 50.
Promote.
Or maybe you want it to feel like 40 when you're 50. All depends on what your level of fitness is looking like.
Listen,
Let
man,
them
we
help
moving.
you out. Let them help you out. Get you
We
moving
moving,
right.
We moving, we working.
Facts.
Full book of clients at this point right now. I got a lot of people just on a consistent basis under the brand, under the, just the overall just fitness journey with me, and it's beautiful to see. So I'm in a good space with that.
You about to expand, right? Ain't that the little bird on the street? I'll keep that on the wrap. I'm sorry. I'm leaking. Am I leaking details?
We will get there when we get there.
Say less. Say less.
We'll get there when we get
Say
there.
Say less.
Things will come when they come, but we working. We definitely working. We definitely got our boots on the ground, and we making the most out of this summer grinding.
That's fire.
People keep asking me if I'm taking a trip, etc. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing outside of my daughter's the 2-day little spinoff we about to take in.
That's gonna be fun too. I'm excited for that.
But outside of that, it's work time for me. I got a lot of things to try to execute. And on top of that, I will say that, and this is off on a tangent a little bit, and we'll get to the board in a second, but the feeling of people telling you, well, they ask you what you're doing, you tell them, and then they have that reaction that's like, oh, and kind of like supportive in a way, curiously supportive in a way, but also like when you tell them what you're doing, you're going against the grain with some shit, and they kind of like are trying to be polite about telling you that shit is going to be hard as fuck.
Oh, they're projecting their insecurities.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I wasn't going to say it like that, but yeah.
No, that's what
but when I say it, it sounds different.
No,
it comes off in a...
everybody has a certain level of like worry that's innately built in and programmed, or I should say in, because when we were kids, we always think we could do anything in the world, and as time, society kind of like chips at that until you get to a point where you don't
that's a fact.
chase any dreams
or other people's experience within the same kind of things that you're trying to do that might have shot them away from it, or maybe not failed. I ain't gonna say that for everyone I've spoken to. Some of them are they're good people, and I respect their support and their also curiosity in what I got going on, because it means something for people to genuinely ask, but then they're like, oh, that's gonna be doing that is hard, to keep it, as minimal details right now as I can until things fall in line. They're like, that's hard. It's gonna be it's gonna be a little big challenge, and I'm just like, yeah, I know.
Thank you.
I know.
That's all I'll be saying. Thank you. Yeah. It's
like I ain't asked you to tell me how difficult it was gonna be. Like I'm gonna find out what that actually is gonna be. Like,
the experience, yeah.
So let me move in my own purpose and let me move in my own plan about what I'm trying to do and what I'm trying to execute. And I appreciate, people trying to look out for me in that way and all that. But to me, going against the grain is it's two kind of people. It's like you with it or you're not. And if you're not with it, that's cool. Like everybody has their own choices to make in life, but if you with it, then you got to also understand that it ain't going to be peaches and cream or sunshine and rainbows or whatever you want to say out the gate before you start making that decision. So, when people are asking and they give me that, projecting their insecurities and all that, and it's like, I feel that. I hear you, but, I've already had that conversation with myself internally. So whatever I'm going through within this path or within this journey, like I'm okay with whatever the feelings and emotions and getting kicked in your ass and all that,
challenges,
I'm cool with it, And it happened this week for the first time since, me stepping away and all the bullshit from episode whatever that was a few ago, like, and everything. And that was a little bit of turbulent situation, but that was never really anything I'm like stressing or anything like that outside of just being like wowed by people's reaction to it. But real hurdles I just hit this past week, and that energy shift towards like stress and, a little bit of anxiety and just a little bit of just like, all right, well, now the fuck I gotta figure this shit out and pivot and figure a way to make it through and over the hurdle and on to the next step and everything like that. Like that hit this week for me, and then just seeing how I managed it emotionally was just like, all right, this can go one way or another. You can let this shit really fuck up your energy and just, turn the rest of the week into like just a bunch of complaints or just a bunch of just negative energy being put out there just because it's coming from internally, or you can just be like, all right, figure it the fuck out and then move forward, strategize, take a second to collect your thoughts, collect your feelings, be aware of what you're feeling, but also understand that your feelings aren't factual in the moment. There's another way to go about things to get to the next step or the next goal,
Yeah.
And having that mentality be something that kicked in quickly was like, all right, I'm in the right space, And then immediately after that, well, not immediately, like the next day after that, I started seeing like outside validation that I wasn't looking for from other people, just giving me praise and saying like, I'm proud of you, I'm proud of what you're doing, and like that kind of stuff. Like all right, immediately on the back end of me just having to turn my energy back over off of some bullshit. So, things like that are what you have to hold on to as the people that are going against the grain and working towards whatever that might not be the traditional path for, most people. Like you got to understand that when those moments happen, it is about flipping a switch quickly and then figuring out how to collect your emotions, but then still get back on track. And then you also like take the little moments outside of that distress where, again, it's like that outside validation that you wasn't asking for. And somebody just said something to you, somebody sent you a DM or somebody did this. And those are the things that like really gotta like sit with you because it's God or, whatever you believe in out there. Is that being showed to you that, like you're doing the right thing, And it was crazy how it was right after the stress that happened. I'm like, okay, something to be aware of, but also, again, know and understanding I'm walking in my purpose and on the right path,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Fire, man.
Off on a tangent because that wasn't on the board, but I figured I should
important.
because that kind of, on the check-in, it was one of the most profound things that kind of happened this week. And that ain't walk with me, that ain't nothing. So it's just me giving you gems on the way in. And again, if you are on that path, hopefully you can appreciate that. Yeah. But long tangent, we'll get into the topic of discussion for the day out the gate. Got to give a big round of applause. I haven't even given one yet for us on the intro, but we definitely going to go a whole round of applause for the album. The biggest release in hip-hop this year, I think, and probably going to be the best album in hip-hop this year, I think. Yes, I'm proclaiming it.
Maybe.
The Clipse, man. Let God Sort 'Em Out album is out. It is in your phone, your DSP services, or
so
whatever.
Be it.
Listen, man. I've been spending a lot of time with this album. If you caught it on the pre-pod, hey, we just rolling back into it again. I would love to just roll the pre-pod into the regular pod, but YouTubers, they like to shut shit down in there. So Let God Sort 'Em Out is the album of the weekend. I've listened to this in every kind of way, like for myself that I live my life in every situation. And it just keeps getting better and better. I haven't liked the album like this since GNX. And I would, after the first weekend or the first few days of listening to it, I would probably say I like this album more than GNX. And that's high praise. That's high praise. For me personally.
It's a better album than GNX.
And it's really kind of just depends on what you are into or what you're looking for, what you want out of the music.
What's crazy is you're a big Kendrick Lamar. It's your number
100%, yeah.
It's an unfair fight because it's 2 versus 1, but still.
Oh, no doubt.
But still, you're saying the production, the album, everything feels better from this project than it does GNX.
Yeah.
Interesting.
For me personally. And
any major thing that comes out or stands out for why that is?
For me personally, I was just getting to that actually, so you led me right where, my next point was. But for me personally, it goes to the fact that I've been a Clipse fan for a long time. Clipse original album came out in 2003, I think. 2002 or 2003, Lord Willing. Love that album. Love Hell Hath No Fury. Like the first early
Mhm.
Clipse albums for me were like I ran with them, and those was like my niggas, like on some real rap shit and just my style of rap that I grew up on and I ended up liking as a young kid, headed into college, headed into being a man and all that other stuff. It was that kind of lane of hip hop, you know, just lyrical metaphors, double entendres, the shit that you gotta like just think through while you listening to the music, but also slaps and bops, and they've had hits as, you know, a collective.
Yeah.
So I've been a fan of those two gentlemen way longer than I have for Kendrick. And, you know, I'm big Kendrick, you know, not to say that I'm comparing those two, and obviously the collaboration on the album from those two, Kendrick and the Clipse, was amazing. But this album gives me a different feel than GNX did when it first came out. And I know a lot of shit's dropped between then. It's been months and months and months since GNX dropped. But me personally, I have not liked an album like this since GNX. And when they announced that it was coming out, I told my niggas, I'm like, yo, this is probably going to be the album of the year. And off of the first weekend of listens, it's maybe been 6, 7, 8 times I've listened to the shit straight through. I think I'm standing in that.
Album of the year or rap album? Just so we make the distinction.
Rap album of the
Yes,
year.
make
We
sure
know,
we're clear.
you know, that shit ain't going
Yeah,
like
I
that.
just want to make sure we're clear here.
I put out earlier, if this shit is not nominated for a Grammy, something is wrong with the Academy, or not the Academy, but the whatever they call
Academy,
it, the
yeah,
Grammy.
it's fine, yeah.
Is it the Academy?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, whatever it is. But something's wrong with the people making decisions if this is not nominated for a Grammy at the end of the year. So that's just my perspective on it in general. But amazing album. I mean, we
The
can
Recording
go.
Academy, yeah.
Okay, the Recording Academy. But yeah, I mean, you sat with it. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know how you feeling about it. I can go on and on with this joint.
Well,
I'm trying not to go lyrical breakdown just because we'll be here all day.
In my opinion, I'm teasing. I know, right? We go. Sometimes I just try like to troll you a little bit, but I
You
promise.
hit me first about the album. I ain't even hit you.
But I promise you, this is on fire. It's a fire album. If you haven't heard it, go take a listen. But give it a full listen. Actually, give it a full listen for the production, a full listen for the vibe, then a full listen for the lyrical breakdown.
It's a very layered album.
You have to really like capture every piece from what's it? Birds Don't Sing.
The opening song.
Very
deep record.
They set a tone that is, it just makes you really understand they're speaking from experience alongside all of the drug laced, you know, history that they have and all the culturally inappropriate aspects, which is they did that on purpose, right? They know what they're speaking on is culturally inappropriate for the times, and which is also a amazing usage of the tag to kind of reinforce, like, we understand this isn't what today's artists are quote unquote allowed to speak about. We get that, but we're telling you from our experience, so respect it. And I almost want
not even allowed. Sorry to cut you off, but they can't speak about, you know.
What you mean?
Like the new artist. Well, there are a few artists that you know of this era, you know, that. But I'm saying, like, you know, that's kind of the same era. But like today's artists, it like they can't talk like that. They haven't been that, you know.
I mean, maybe not, but there's people that talk like that, but just not as good.
For sure.
Yeah. It's just not the way the wordplay, the similes, metaphors, the double entendres, the references, the imagery of how they put the words together and use references. I forgot the line. I can't remember what the line is off the top of my head, but it just gives you this kind of this. I think he was like something like spaghetti. I can't remember.
Yeah,
twirling.
I'll twirl up in your bitch like spaghetti.
Yeah, like something like yeah, something like that. But like when you really start to analyze every aspect of each song, you're sitting there for a while. Every performer on the tracks brought their A game. There was no bad verses. There was no bad singing performances. Even Pharrell, his singing was polished, cleaned. When you hear it in headphones, make sure you got the right headphones. the
Gotta have the right
quality
headphones,
of the
right
audio,
speakers.
the quality of the engineering, the quality of everything is so. The punch of the bass is not clashing with the vocals or the sample, whatever. Yeah. It's like everything is perfectly lined up, and I love listening to it on Apple Music because Apple Music has better audio quality than Spotify. If you didn't know that,
No shade to Spotify, but
No
y'all gotta
shade,
fix
heavy
that
shade.
shit.
Fix
Apple
that shit.
Music is shitting on y'all when it comes
Spotify,
to
fix
any
your
kind
shit.
of
It just doesn't
album
sound good.
audio. It sounds alright, but
It don't
whatever
sound
Apple
good, bro.
doing,
It sounds
it's
like
a different shit.
Sorry, Spotify.
Ran
I
right
want-
to Apple Music for that one.
Got to.
I need to hear all of that shit.
I want the quality, bro.
Mhm.
And anyway, the point of the matter is the album is fire. I don't know if it's better than GNX. This would make me go back and listen to GNX and cross compare song for song, back and forth, like, because I do like that. You have those songs with SZA, and it gives you a break.
No doubt.
It you know what I'm saying? Like, this is all one flavor. It's an amazing flavor, but it's all one flavor where there's other flavors available in the
There's different
GNX,
vibes on GNX.
which is why I kind of appreciate it for more than just he's telling a different story too. And I think it's because it's tied to Drake, it does make it a little bit like, I don't know. It's a album for the moment versus an album for the moment.
I mean, no shade to GNX at all, because again, I still rave
Fire,
about that
fire,
album, and that
fire.
album is amazing, and I'm not taking anything away from the different vibes on that album, just because he's appealing to a broader, audience in a way. Me personally is what I'm saying. Like, the feeling that this album gives me a full, 3, almost 4 days into listening to it now.
Yeah.
Versus GNX, which I pretty much was on the same shit with. Those two albums are the last two that I've been like, I'm rocking, I'm letting this shit run all freaking, like, I'm gonna keep playing it over and over and over again, and I'm not getting tired of it. Like, these two were the last two most recent albums that gave me that feeling. From my perspective, like, I just think the Clipse gives me a little bit more of what I need at my truest, like, kid with the headphones on, when I just discovered like rap music in those early days, or like, that kind of rap that I got into. So it connects with me more in that way.
It's not fair too, because Kendrick is on. It has the best verse on.
Oh no,
the Clipse album.
I had that conversation with myself. I can't guarantee that. I would have to really.
Who has a better verse than Kendrick?
Man, some of Malice verses on that album.
Which song? Give me the song.
I would have to go track list for track list.
That is better than Kendrick's verse on this album.
Well, not track list for track list. I had to go to the track list of the Clipse album.
Because Kendrick snapped. We know that.
He did. I'm not taking away anything from Kendrick. I don't want to make it a like shit on Kendrick conversation, because that's my guy. But
I know, right? We got to put someone great up against you.
And it is one of the, and I'm not sure if I said it on here or whatever, but the Kendrick verse is probably going to be one of the verses of the year for me personally. Like, in hip hop, in like everybody put their shit out, that is probably going to be one of the verses that cuts through.
We agree.
I also think that there are some verses on this album that are in that competition.
Honorable mention, like, at best.
I mean, keep it funky. Like, not even Malice. I said Malice earlier, but the POV verse from Pusha is one of the better verses that probably might come out this year.
But is it better than Kendrick's verse?
It's up for, I don't know.
Yeah,
it's a lot going on with this album that I have to take, and that's what I love about it, is that I can't really say right now what it is in totality, because I'm still picking up shit every single time that I've gone through the album. I said it's been at least a good 7 to 8 front to back so far.
All I see is 60-day stars.
Right.
20-year, 1,000
The flow, like the pocket that, he was in.
Not
like,
enough shopping.
Like, Pusha may be one of the best beat riders, in the rap game. Like, for real. And he was executing it all over this album. Like, the way he sets up his verses to where he's literally riding the beat and he's in and out the pocket, like, and he's dropping bars, gems, metaphors, all that shit. And Malice too, like, and I know we haven't gotten a whole host of Malice music compared to Pusha, but Malice shined all over this album too. Like,
he
top
did.
to bottom. Like, you know. So I respect the Kendrick verse. It is one of my favorite verses on the album, and
best
going to be
one.
one of the favorite verses this year.
To me,
You know, but this album to me it's a real. It comes at a pivotal point in time too, minus the bullshit, minus the little Jim Jones shots here and there that are evident on the album, minus the shit where he takes a shot at Travis Scott. Like outside of those, like just the storytelling on the album, and the overall feel of the album from record to record to record to where everything gives you a feeling. You know what I'm saying? And it might be a little bit more gritty. It might be a little bit more introspective. Like the way, even going back to what you said about the opening song, like the "Don't Birds Don't Sing," like that different way to start an album from anybody in hip hop. I don't think like that's a stance. That's a real moment to say like, all right, we're gonna make the first album on our first record on our album about both of our parents' death who died 4 months apart from each other.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And paint the picture as far as what they was going through, show you vulnerability, show you like the openness and show you the growth in hip hop. But also then to say we gonna get this shit out the way early, because right after this, like we going in. You know what I'm saying?
It was a beautiful start. And
the sequencing on the album. Like
it was
there was nothing that felt out of place.
Nope.
The production on the album, amazing. And it made me think about, I was listening to it, and it made me think about our conversation last week when I was talking about maturity in hip hop and how artists can still be relevant and have a place in hip hop, but, you know, show growth and progression and, you know, show what current life looks like for them while still being able to relate to everything that they've been through in their careers, you know?
Exactly.
Like,
the maturity of the
Malice
album
is 52.
Yeah. The maturity of the album.
We looked up today, he's 52.
They both 52s. Ain't they twins?
No. He's Pusha's younger.
Is he?
I think Pusha's maybe like 3, potentially 4 years behind him. But for them to put an album out like this that still resonates in that way.
48, you're right. 48,
right.
Yep, you're right.
Young to old, like this album can cut through with the young kids too. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody can get behind this one, right?
And I know the drug rap, all they talk about it, this is that, whatever. If you think that Pusha and Malice is just all drug raps, then you're not really listening to the picture they paint. Just because they are referencing it a lot off of the things that they've been through, but they're also showing you that, you know, there's ways to progress past it and understand that where you've been creates who you are now in a different, you know, in a different way. Again, just maturity. You know what I'm saying? But I love it, man. I love it. I can go on and on about this album. Like, I haven't stopped listening to it. I don't know when I'm going to stop listening to it. I mean, I am fanning out, but I'm happy to see one of my favorite rap groups, probably all time at this point, put out an album like this after a 17-year hiatus. It was, you know, amazing. So shouts to both of them for that, man. Great album. If you haven't heard it, if you haven't taken a chance to listen to it, definitely do so. If you're a hip hop fan,
do it.
This is what, you know, do your due diligence and get them a spin, because it's a great project, man. And shouts to Pharrell too. And it goes to show, even more talk about it, because I can't stop talking about it. It goes to show what, you know, having one producer that you really connect with and like who knows you as artists and what the kind of product you put out, to have that mesh and have that, you know, cohesiveness between the artist and then the producer, executive producing the whole joint. Like Pharrell smoked. He smoked the album.
Yeah.
You know, and establishing himself still as one of the GOATs in the producer game. So yeah, man, it's a good one. It's a real good one.
I agree.
Well, shit, moving forward from that, man, other drops this weekend. Other music came out. We did have other things come out. So we,
Are you tapping into anything else? What are you listening to?
Yeah, I mean,
but you said you was locked in on this. I didn't know if you.
Yeah, I mean, I did have to take a break just to get some other shit, some spins, but it was a lot of clips. But I did also take a listen to the Giveon album and the Justin Bieber album that dropped. Two different, you know, lanes. Obviously, Clipse is heavy hip hop. We took talking about two singers. I mean, well, one pop and then, you know, one true R&B singer.
True.
Giveon's album connected with me in a really good way. I only listened to that about 2 times, and I really haven't had a chance to actively listen to it because I was running around doing other shit as it was playing. But love the way that album sounds. I wouldn't call myself a fan of Giveon just like that just yet, so I ain't going, you know, jump on the bandwagon and glaze in that way, like the kids say. But yeah, good album, good project. I was waiting for his when, you know, he announced it like later in the spring or early summer when he said he was coming July 11th. Pause, but Good album there. You took a listen to that one? Giveon joint?
No.
Yeah.
I
Give
mean,
a listen.
it's Giveon. He's stamped on knowing what he has to do to kind of.
Talented vocalist, man.
Yeah, he knows what he has to do. His deliver. I'm not in that.
It was a little bit of a
mindset.
different vibe though than
Is
his last few projects, though. I would say
Really?
that. Yeah, yeah. The
In
vibe,
what
I
way?
can't. I'm trying to put my finger on what exactly the vibe switch was, but it's still good. But it's just a different feel on this album compared to some of the other ones that he had. You know, and that's just off 2 listens in. You know, so I can't say I'm the most well versed in all the tracks, but
Yeah.
the feel throughout the album, as I was like, this feels different, but still good from him. You know, as an artist.
What do you think about Justin?
A lot of feels on that one too. A lot of feels on that one too. I would say before I got the chance to listen to Justin joint, I was told by multiple people that it was god awful and trash. Like, they told me don't waste my time. Don't waste my time. Don't throw it on, et cetera, et cetera. But then I also saw online, and even when I got back home, I was talking to Queen Christine about it, and she was like, yeah, it's like everyone's raving about the album. Like, so this is me after hearing 2 people tell me this shit is god awful, to then hearing her tell me like, yeah, people are raving about it. I'm like, this is a very mixed, like,
That's what music should do. Be polarizing.
But
Yeah.
I actually gave it a listen. I took it top to bottom. Long album. It was
21 songs. That.
Yeah, it was like an hour roughly to get through.
Yeah.
Felt like a long album too. And I know there was some skits on it with Drewski and all that other, but it did feel like a long album. I would say that I don't think it's as terrible as the people that told me it was terrible is. But I also don't love it compared to, this is all for 1 listen. I gave him 1 listen.
Mm-hmm.
And he's normally a slower burn, I guess,
Okay.
I would say, because I'm not, a believer or anything like that.
Believer. I haven't heard that reference.
But I would say off of the last albums he put out, what was the one with Peaches and that album? What was the name of that album?
I don't know.
Peaches and Holy. Whatever the name of that album was, when I listened to that joint front to back, it gave me a better feel than this one did out the gate. And he's trying some different things on here, I guess vocally, and it's just the sound of the music.
Yeah.
But it's cool. It's a couple little joints on there that I kind of fuck with.
He put out an album in a climate where nobody was really checking for a Justin Bieber album. So I think the true Justin Bieber fans are gonna rock with whatever he does. Those are gonna be
stand out too, like online.
When I heard a few songs, the song that stood out the most I liked was the Sweet Spot joint. And as soon as I listened to it, I was like, oh, this is Justin Bieber I like. Pause.
Yeah, I remember that one.
I was
we gotta talk
rocking
over
with
that.
it.
They're gonna flag us, but
I was gonna say that was the good jaunt up until the point when Sexy Red came on.
Yeah.
And I was just like, what is this? And I'm not saying I dislike Sexy Red, but I dislike Sexy Red on Bruno Mars, Justin Bieber. Like, just figure out where your lane is. Because it feels like she is all over the place, and I'm not sure why. I'm like, she has a very good lane.
I have a guess of why.
Please help me out.
She's a plant.
So she just goes anywhere? She's a vine in that case.
No, like the
I know the reference.
The industry plant.
Yeah.
Like, they force it on people. Like, the label is gonna line her up with Bruno Mars. Like, yeah, we're gonna put you on this record. We don't care. We don't know how it's gonna come out. We don't really care, but we just know Bruno Mars and Sexy Red. They gotta have something positive on the stream side, or just the ability to push it out to the masses.
I'm hoping like Kai Cenat.
Me too. I didn't like the Sexy Red feature. Like,
it just didn't make sense to me.
I didn't like it.
We get maybe a little SZA and Justin, remix.
That would have been cool.
That would have been fire.
SZA on that record would have been fire.
And then I didn't understand.
Obviously, she's a singer. Sexy Red's a rapper, so different. But
different vibes.
I just didn't like that feature. It wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't really.
There was a couple of features I just didn't think hit.
I didn't like the Gunna feature either. If I'm just being honest,
I didn't. It didn't evoke anything that was like, oh wow.
It's just like 2 big names. Put them on a song and see what they can come up with.
And phone it in. Mind you, the vocals polished. It's Justin. He knows what he's doing. He's a professional. So I'm not even saying that he sung songs badly. I'm just saying the songs personally didn't resonate. Were they aiming to resonate with me at my ripe age? Maybe not.
It feels like he was trying though to resonate with that kind of audience.
He has Drewski on there calling
That's
him
what
black.
I'm saying. Like it
So,
feels like he's trying to.
I guess he
resonate
was trying
in
to
that
talk
way.
to us. He named the album Swag.
Right.
So in that, it didn't. But it's like, whose swag are you? What swag are you? What are you talking? Who are you talking to?
I hate the album name. I'm just gonna keep it funky. Like I'm just gonna keep it funky. I hate the album name, and I ain't saying I hate the album because it's cool. It has some songs on it that I enjoyed as I was listening through it.
Yeah, it's good.
But it just screams very much. It just screams very much white guy at the cookout. The album name in itself.
What does that mean?
You know, it's like when
Yeah.
the shit you was telling me about Justin and
Justin
Remy last
Timberlake?
year was telling me, like, you know, when you let
yeah.
people inside the cookout and then they get comfortable, like that kind of shit.
They
And I
get
know
a
Justin is
little
cool
too
with the black
comfortable.
community, et cetera, et cetera. Like
Yeah,
a
Justin's
lot of black
fine.
people love Justin, but just the album name to me and some of the feel of the album felt very much like, all right, the white guy at the cookout.
What was the other one? Things You Do was a interesting one.
He got good songs on there. It's hard for Justin to make a bad song. Like, it's hard for him to make a bad song. Some of it just came off very, like, lower level than what Justin normally puts out.
You know, that's the way I would say it too. It's below his par. Like he can do better than this or above his par, really, because when you talk about golf, you got to go the opposite direction. Anyway, the point of the matter is he could have easily made this, like, trim the fat on some of this. Maybe drop some of the Drewski skits that weren't necessary, and we're looking at a different album. Switch the Sexy Red for a SZA verse or collab. I like Dad's Love to a degree, but not necessary.
I didn't like the chorus on there.
Yeah, there was
Super
aspects
basic, like
aspects needed to be switched. It's not my favorite Justin album, but I feel like it's more truer to him than it was. You know, like the other songs, baby, 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 oh.
But that
like
was true to him back then too. I
don't know if it was true to him. I think he was being, like you said, industry plant. I think he was being manipulated to sing the songs and do the things.
True, but after he did that, he also started, like, we know, like, the people he was around when he first came in the game.
Yeah.
Like, so when you get close to that and you start putting out your music at first and then start soaking in all that culture, and then they take you to Atlanta a couple times, they take you here, then you're like,
Magic
oh,
City.
like, the cookout is cool. You know, so I feel like as a young kid, that early influence from the black community into his life and his music started to kind of change, you know, where he wanted to land as an artist while still being able to do both because he still has big pop smash records. So he's able to still do that. But I think that early influence of his career kind of more leaned him to like the you know, again, the cookout.
Yeah.
Which is fine and fair as long as there's respect and appreciation for the community that is, you know, accepting you and that you're putting your music out for them to support you, you know, and make money off of. But I mean, this album to me just didn't necessarily feel like the best Justin project out the gate. You know? And I ain't shitting on it because again, there are good
Justice
songs.
was the one that
yes,
you were talking about.
Yeah.
Justice, and that was
like track list for that album.
Got Burna Boy, he got Daniel Caesar, Giveon, Kid Leroy, Chance the Rapper,
saying like,
Khalid. He has a lot more. Yeah, that was a stacked album.
And just how it sounded.
Yeah.
The sound of the album, how it was mixed to like the production quality, like those things I felt were like a higher level there. And I don't necessarily know if that was what he was aiming for. Maybe he wanted to go a differerent direction.
He definitely went a different direction.
And I'm not trying to shit on this album. I'm just saying that it wasn't the best.
It don't beat his old albums, no.
Yeah, no.
It don't beat it.
You know.
Of his albums, it's just probably second to the last or second to the, you know, least strong. I'm just saying in my personal.
It's cool, man. I'm trying not to be that negative about it because I do like some of it, but the believers who were just raving about it online, I think they just wanted him to put something out and they just running with that. And the people that are trashing it, I can understand why they're trashing it. And it does make sense
I get it.
I'm not going that far because I think it's better than a lot of people are saying, but it ain't what a lot of people are saying as well. Like I fall somewhere right in the middle on this album.
Of this, John. He's
You know?
like, yeah.
But shouts to him, man.
Good luck, man.
Best
keep
of
grinding.
luck, man. We're gonna see how this one goes. If it ain't Clipse, like I ain't really got no rap for much right now. Because that's been where my head has been at musically for the last couple of days.
It's a good place to be.
And it is a good place to be, so I'm going to stay right there for as long as I can, man. But outside of that, I think, who else dropped this weekend?
Said Giveon. That was it.
We spoke about him, but fuck it, man. None of y'all was worth talking about after that.
Oh, no. What did I miss? No, I ain't want to mess with you. Drake has a little, what did I miss? And then had a little Wireless Fest.
No, facts.
Wireless Fest weekend. I don't know if you saw any of that. I
saw some things from there.
Yeah.
I saw he brought Lauryn Hill out.
Lauryn Hill came out.
He said some shit that was very.
What? What you talking?
I don't know.
Go ahead, man. Let it out.
Cause when I clip this up and when this shit gets put out, and some of the like they jumped on me on TikTok last week for what I said about freaking Drake and. The whole video.
Go ahead and talk, man.
So I'm trying not to keep going that hard on him because it's really going to seem like I'm a Drake hater, and I've been saying
at
for
some point you
got
to
to
acknowledge
that I am not a Drake hater.
You got to acknowledge it, bro. You don't like Drake. It's okay.
I do like some of the shit Drake has done.
See how you just made it into a different thing?
I do.
Do you like Drake?
I just think he keeps doing shit that's like distasteful in a sense, like. For me,
what was distasteful this time?
Like you can't say that the London rappers rap better than the U.S. rappers.
That's an opinion.
That's not an opinion when you're putting it out there as Drake.
Oh, so what is it when he puts it out?
You are too influential to be making statements like that, I think.
So what is he doing? He's trying to bait beef?
I don't know what he's trying to do. I know he ain't got the best relationship with the U.S. right now, so maybe I feel like that's
calculated. He's calculating the move.
And that's why, because it's cap. Like, this is cap. Like, you can't be on stage, and I'm going to find it here, and be talking like this. Because if you ain't heard it, here's the exact statement.
Please.
My love for London rappers, the best lyricists in the world, mark my words.
Oh, shit.
I don't care what nobody says. Nobody can out-rap London. Nobody. No disrespect to America, no disrespect to my country, but nobody can out-rap London rappers. This is the best, highest level. This is what I aspire to be.
Like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? Like, what are you talking about? And you try to say no disrespect to America, no disrespect to my country. You're talking about Toronto. You can leave that shit out of there because we ain't talking about that. They ain't got no rappers out there outside of you like that are big.
Maybe Tory.
Yeah, facts. But hold your head. Hold your head. And, but come on.
So what
bro.
are we saying? What are we saying?
What is he saying?
What are we saying?
What is he saying is what I'm saying.
He's saying that
nobody can out-rap London rappers. This is what I aspire to be myself. Like, come on, man. Like, come on. Don't do that on Clipse weekend. Don't do that.
On Clipse weekend is crazy.
Don't do that on Clipse weekend after, he got the Kendrick verse on there. And Kendrick is still throwing... I ain't gonna say direct shots, but
indirect
shots. Interpreted as shots at Drake because we knew he was writing that verse around the time when the whole beef thing was going on, which Clipse confirmed.
Yeah, and
they said they had communication, but for you to be saying that on Clipse weekend, it's like, bro, you come on, bro.
Well,
like, what are you talking about?
I here's the thing. What he did in that moment is provide himself more time.
To clout chase?
No, to be on the EFS podcast. Because literally, I
clout chase.
I think the way I see Drake is he's a masterful manipulator on the lane of level of a Kanye West.
Yeah.
Like Kanye West is a manipulator. He knows how to stay in news cycle. He'll put a MAGA hat on. He'll wear a all blacked out, Ku Klux Klan outfit.
I mean, Drake ain't going that far, bro.
I'm saying on the line, him saying that London rappers are better lyricists than U.S. rappers is inflammatory, right? It's something that it'll get clipped up, it'll get clicks, it'll get views, Everyone is going to talk about it in London. Everyone's going to talk about it in America. What he just did from a money standpoint is he said, you know what? I'm never going to get America again. So I have to double down on UK.
But you're gonna get America again, bro.
He's not.
Yeah, he is.
He will never. Kendrick.
he can.
Kendrick will never release that again because he burnt. He burnt himself even to get
But
that nigga out of here. He's not gonna get it again.
Make the songs and do what you got to do.
I hear you, bro.
Jermaine Dupri actually said something about it on the podcast he was on recently. He was on Rory and Mal shit actually, and he said pretty much the same thing I said after we put out the last episode, and was basically saying like, I don't want to hear Drake do none of the shit he's doing, right? Like, they get back to just make the slaps. Like, that's how you get the people back, you know? And the controversial statements, like, yeah, everything he's doing is going to be looked at with a microscope. I do understand that. But saying, like, London rappers, like, come on, bro. Who are you talking about over there that's going to out-rap somebody in the States? Who?
I mean, I'm not going to sit here and try to defend him. The argument is I
would love to see him put his top 10 London rappers, because he's in that community over there, and all that other shit that he does where he's hopping around from country to country and trying to soak up the vibes and all that other, like,
soak up the vibes.
So I get all that, but bro, put your top 10, top 5 even, because we ain't even go top 10. I don't even know 10 London rappers.
But that's the context is hard when we don't tap into what they do over there. I'm not tapped into UK rap. I'm not shitting
on the UK rap.
I don't know.
I have heard a few rappers over there that, like,
Central C and maybe.
And no. Okay, Central C is not out rapping a lot of niggas in the States.
I'm going off of what I know. I don't know the UK rap scene. So before I sit here and say they can't, I need to know them.
And
but
Drake
also
doesn't even know the UK rap scene like that.
But also,
because if he did, you wouldn't be making statements like that.
What we're talking, like, again, you got to understand the tactic. He knows America isn't his, so he's doubling down on the UK. That's to on a business side.
That's fair, but it's cap.
It's smart.
Not true.
It's tactic.
It's not true.
Understand what he's doing.
It's not true. There's nothing true about that statement.
We're not arguing that.
Like,
we're not arguing that,
and that's why it's like.
Like, we know.
That's where the hate comes out, because
hip hop wasn't born there. How can the place where hip hop wasn't born birth something better than what the originators are? It doesn't make sense, right? So again, we know that it's a fantastical statement to generate clicks, views, and also ensure a sort of loyalty from the UK rap fan base out in London. That's what that was. I see the tactic. I see the, like, oh, he's trying to pull strings. I got it. I'm not going to fall susceptible to that bullshit. I know what he's doing. It's tactic, bro. You can, people say whatever they want. Let them talk. That's Jerry Seinfeld said on the Wale album.
I got a microphone, and I'm gonna talk about it too.
Yeah, please.
You know, like, say whatever you want, Drake. But to me, that's just cap. That's not.
We know it's cap.
There's no way factual that London rappers are better than the US rappers.
No way.
You ain't even got enough
Jim Jones isn't as better than Nas, but he still said it.
Yes, but
it's cap.
We shitted on Jimmy for that too.
Exactly.
Well, not shitted on him, but
again, but I said that
I understood what he was doing.
We all understand this shit. This is a game.
Yeah, but Jimmy got a better.
What?
He has a better QR rating right now.
QR rating.
It is what it is. Like, he has a better QR rating. So if you're gonna have the people put you in a certain space after you just got your ass kicked in a battle, then if you want to gain the people back, you got to stop doing shit that's distasteful to the people.
He's not. But which people are you referring to? That London crowd loved every minute of Drake.
Sure, bro, but you think Drake doesn't want the U.S. love back? Like,
I don't think he does. I think he is okay acquiescing and saying, you know what? I tried it. I have Australia. I have UK. I got Canada. I got some places.
He would not then say no disrespect to America as a disclaimer. Like, he wouldn't say that.
I hear you.
UK is the best. Fuck what they talking about over there. Yeah, I got it. Like, if we want to stand on it, but don't tippy-toe the line to try to create a moment to then, shit on the States, but then not fully shit on the States by saying no disrespect to the US. Like, bro, come on.
He said no disrespect to his own country.
He has to. He's from there.
What I'm saying
He's
is,
from there.
you get what he's doing, right?
He's from there.
If you look at it from a,
I get what he's doing, but the feel of it don't feel the same
Oh,
to me. It don't
you feel like it's
Pause.
it's fake, right? You feel like it's fictitious. You
Yeah.
feel like it's Freudian.
Yeah.
Yeah, fugazi.
At least when Jimmy said it, I actually kind of believe Jimmy believes what he's saying.
Jimmy believed what he believes.
No doubt.
Right, but you don't
So-
believe he believes what he believes.
No.
Oh.
And that's the whack part of it to me. Like, you saying shit that you don't even believe is to create a moment. You know what I'm saying? And even if Jimmy doesn't actually believe he's better than Nas, he's better at masking how
that he doesn't.
to create his moment, you know? And people jumped all over Jimmy for that. They pulled the numbers up. So I get it. There's clout chasing that happens with these kind of people. But
These people are like that.
there's
bro.
certain clout chasing. I'm just like, bro, like, shut up. Like, shut up. And that was one of them.
And that was definitely one of those things, those moments where I'm like, okay, Drake, copy. I don't subscribe to any of that. He's dissing people. You know, people are trying to get clicks and views. This is one of those things that people want to look up and go, oh, what he say? What I know 10 rappers right now that could be all UK rappers.
Oh, no,
And then you'll see a list of UK rappers next to a list of American rappers, and the internet will talk for the next,
It's
week.
only about 5 of y'all over there anyway. That's maybe even
All right,
worth
let's
talking
not-
about. And I don't even know all 5 of y'all. So
we appreciate all UK rappers. You're a different brand of hip hop. Enjoy your lane.
all
I
5 of
don't-
y'all in one
I
lane.
think type in Aries Spears UK rappers.
Who?
Aries Spears.
Aries Spears.
Yeah, Aries Spears. It's a funny moment. He's talking about this. Hold on. And type in UK rappers.
Like, I don't even enjoy UK rap enough to be spending this much time on it.
It's a 2 minutes and 19 is on TikTok. It's see if I can pull this one up. If you type it on Google, it should come up.
And Aries Spears is controversial in itself.
Oh yeah.
Let's see.
Ball in the pop pop, and I do it for M, let's go. And it in the pop pop.
Yeah,
Everything
be that.
ain't gotta be for everybody,
Oh,
yo.
listen to that.
That
Hold
is
up.
garbage. One more time. And they call it cop, and they call me pop pop, and go for M. Hey, what you would do with the
I was just I ain't going.
No, I'm just
I
saying.
feel him. Like, I feel him.
I'm just saying.
I wasn't trying to go there, but
I'm not
since we
trying
here
to have-
now, like
Yeah,
that UK
yeah,
shit,
yeah,
a lot of it be trash, bro.
I'm not.
A lot of it
Listen.
be trash, which is why that statement to me is even more nuts to be making. Like,
It's different. I'm not saying it's trash. It's just different. It's like you're asking to a different culture to make the same.
by rap standards, a
same
lot of that shit is
food.
trash, bro.
It's a different style, different delicacy. Even McDonald's, if you go to a different country, is
I
different.
ain't trying to. I'm not trying to like acquiesce to the like. No,
It's
like,
different.
Some of that shit is trash, bro.
Some of the shit here is trash.
Facts.
I'm just saying.
But if it's only 5 of y'all and that shit is trash,
There's more than 5.
Like,
There's more than 5.
If it's
UK
only 5 of
rappers.
y'all and that shit is trash, then what are you talking about?
There's
Where's
more
the
than
comparison?
5 UK rappers. Let's not do that.
Name them.
I'll pull it up. I don't know the numbers.
There's
I don't
Central
know.
C. There's the one nigga with the deep voice.
Yo, you
Fuck is his name?
we gonna
that's
lose
Drake's
all
man.
of our UK audience.
We ain't got him like that. I ain't seen a UK tap in like that.
we ain't gonna get none at this point. You know what I'm saying?
Central C, the one. What the fuck is the Gigs or whatever his name is?
There's
the
more
nigga
than
with the deep
5.
voice. I can't name 5 UK rappers right now off the
All
top
right,
of my head.
let me go ahead and get y'all some shine. UK rappers. You got Dave.
Who?
Dave.
Who?
It's got Stormzy, right? You got Heady One. You got Skepta. Come on,
Skepta, I heard of.
come on.
Skepta was going to be the next person on my list after Gigs.
Dizzy Rascal. Jay Huz. Trying to see who else.
You can stop there because none of these niggas ring a bell.
All right,
and
sure, all right,
if they don't ring a bell to me, then they probably don't ring a bell to anybody listening to this podcast.
Listen, all right,
Because they ain't
man.
even listening in the UK like that. So until we build an audience over there,
Little Sims. Yeah, Little Sims. Shouts to her. Anyway, I understand what you're saying. I don't know them because they're not my, or Gatsby too. I don't know. They're not my personal, like, to make a reference of UK, cup of tea. But I do believe for their communities, like for their hoods, they're repping phenomenally. So I'm not saying like everybody
I
has
don't even
to.
think you can get a.
What?
I
What
don't
are you
even think you
saying?
can get a collection of UK people to say
Stop.
that UK rappers rap better than the rappers in
Nah,
the States.
stop. Let's not do that, man.
Like,
We ain't gonna buy in because he's doing what we're doing right now is exactly why he said it.
sure, I'm gonna ride the wave.
Exactly why he said it.
Check us out. Check us out. I'm gonna ride the wave, but I'm gonna let y'all know that that's some bullshit. That he said.
They're on Complex UK. There's a 50 best British rappers of all time. And it's
I ain't
ranked.
like
If you want to go in there,
Complex
take
list
a
will piss
look.
me off on any given day. Anyway.
Listen to all the 50.
Complex also
and
put
you
out a
tell
list
me.
with the best rap duos most recently.
Really, where they Clipse land?
Number 9 on that list.
So
It was like 20. It was like 20 rap duos.
And who was number 1?
Look it up. I don't want to give it that much shine because it was great. The top 3 was cool. Outside of that, a lot of people misplaced. They had fucking Fresh Prince and Jazzy Jeff on there. Like,
that's an interesting choice for a duo.
Yeah, no. Complex list don't be it, man. Moving forward though, man, we'll get out of music. We was here for a while, and it's a very good place to be for this weekend. But
yeah,
a couple other things we wanted to touch on before we get out of here. Something that's a little bit more organic to me. Most recently, I guess it's this last week, some comments came out from a former NBA player who was not an NBA player born in the States. Ricky Rubio is who we're speaking of. And Ricky Rubio said some things about his time in the NBA that started to raise some conversation online. And I think it's interesting because I have a different perspective on the overseas players or, the players from foreign places playing in the NBA from my time being a U.S. player playing across the world,
Okay.
So it kind of like intersects and parallels from some of my experiences, and I think it just makes for interesting conversation and kind of goes along with some of the things I've been saying about, American basketball for some time anyway. So Ricky Rubio, the headline, Ricky Rubio shares why he didn't make any friends during his NBA career. One quote, in the locker room, you hear nonsense like, what car do you drive? Are we really competing over that? That won't make me a better person. Another quote, they turned the NBA into a show, into a business. They've left behind the love of basketball, and that's also happening in Europe. Next, I didn't make friends, just teammates. It's hard for me to open up and face conflict, and I've witnessed attitudes that didn't sit right with me. Now, if you know anything about Ricky Rubio, he is a Spanish-born player from the country of Spain. Played in Spain up until a young man. I forget what age he was drafted in the NBA, actually. But left Spain to come play in the NBA. Played for a few different teams. Played for the Cavs. Played for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Had I don't want to say rocky NBA career because he was, a successful NBA player for, some time.
Yeah, he was on the Cavs.
Yeah, and he played in the league for a while. He did have some mental health struggles, from what I understand, at one point. And you know me, that is something that I champion, athletes and mental health. So this conversation kind of aligns with me in that way.
Yep.
And again, also multiple ways, just because my time being a worldly individual and kind of understanding what overseas culture is and how those players can feel out of place in the NBA or in America in general. And it goes back to my experiences early as like high school, because there were players that were foreign that I played with from the time I made it to, when I played with Danny Hurley, that was my first time playing with foreign-born players because he had some dudes from Africa on the team. There was my one teammate, David Kubian, who played with me at Marquette too. Shout out to you. He's Venezuelan. And that was the first time I played with people from out of the country, spending their time in the States, actually, trying to make a name for themselves and get to college and do all the other things.
Get out there and live life.
Right.
Yeah,
so, it was always interesting seeing how they assimilated to the American culture. Like some dudes from out of the States that are there and they're like boots on the ground and they can't go nowhere because this is the path that they chose. It's always interesting to see how they take to life here, and there's one type of guy that from the time they were young and started playing basketball, they always dreamed of or always kind of like idolized American culture with basketball, because we know basketball is, America is the best basketball country in the world. Obviously, a lot of the world's caught up now, but we still number one. So it is what it is. And there's the other guy who just is kind of there, and he may not hate his existence because he's still getting to do something that he loves to do, but also he doesn't really feel like he fits in
with everything
going on here, you know? And not even just that. I had another guy too from, I forget where he was from in Latin America, but he was my roommate actually when I was at St. Benedict's. So, you know, got to spend time with a guy from outside of the country very early on in my life to where I started to understand more about them, you know?
Yeah, it's different.
And there's two kind of guys, you know, and going back to what I was saying, like David Cubion, my guy there, he spent years in the States, played with me at Marquette, you know, he had a great experience, and I know how he felt about his time here and the culture that he picked up, the connections that he grew, and the things that he took with him that made him feel like he got the most out of the experience. And now he's back in Venezuela. He plays for the he was playing for the Venezuelan national team, but again, really soaked up the culture and kind of like bought into it in a lot of different ways. But, you know, again, the other side of it is where they're here and they don't feel like they can connect with people. And it also takes having someone to help them connect. And I don't know what Ricky Rubio's career was like in the locker room. I wasn't there. But for him to say that he never made friends also kind of shows that, you know, he needed maybe someone on his teams to where maybe there wasn't that higher level of leadership or just camaraderie in the locker room. Like, to me, that kind of has to come from us in the States here too.
Yeah.
Like, my best times when I was playing overseas and traveling around different countries and playing is when I had a local teammate that really like, yo, put me on game about how shit is.
Showed you what's going on.
Yo, we can go to this restaurant. Yo, pull up to my crib. Like, my family's here. Like, families cook for me. All that other kind of
welcome.
Right. So when you have people that help you feel welcome, then you feel a little bit more immersed in the culture and are able to draw that much more from it. Like, you know, and shout out to my man from France when I was out there and played with him 2 different years in France, Ralph Temgoua. He's recently retired, but was just having a conversation with him last week, you know, because this is my guy still, like, years later. We won a championship together the one year that I won. So this team that I played for, he was my guy on that team. We played together the next year after that too. So that's my nigga for life. So, you know, but he also, while I was there, was one person to be like, yo, pull up to my house. Like, I know his brother. His brother is my guy for reals too, to this day. Like, you know, got love for them. I've met his mother. I've met his sister. I've met his family. And he's helped me kind of assimilate myself into that culture when I was there.
Yeah.
So maybe Ricky Rubio not having much of that here gave him the chance to feel a little bit more miserable than, you know, what he might have felt if he had someone, you know. And interesting enough coming from the Spanish players, because there was another Spanish player that was, you know, pretty good in the NBA, Rudy Fernandez, that had the same kind of similar experience, and some things came out about him saying, like, I didn't like the culture over there, you know. And American culture with basketball is what it is. Like, we do think that it is very popularity and money driven, especially on that level.
It is.
And having some of those dudes come over here, I guess, and just not being in the right mind state can change how their overall experience goes. And Ricky Rubio wasn't a bad player. Like, great passer. Great passer. One of his best attributes was that.
MVP level.
FIBA.
FIBA.
Okay, I'm just making sure we being clear. Like, NBA MVP. He's
MVP of the FIBA Basketball World Cup. So
yeah,
I'm just saying he's MVP level.
Nah, he's stamped. He's got a good resume, you know. And when the mental struggles start to weigh on you while you're trying to do something from an athletic sense, it can be very tricky, you know.
It really can.
So I could see him having those mental struggles being triggered by him not feeling like he connected with anything here in the States. And it's sad in a way, just because you would hope that when you are playing basketball, making millions of dollars in the best league in the world, that you would have, quote unquote, nothing to complain about. But it also goes to show that, you know, happiness or peace within yourself has to come from different things, you know, and not being able to connect with your culture, or, you know, and it kind of shows like that with some other players too nowadays, like Joker, for instance. Like, Joker ain't about that shit in the States like that. Like, Joker don't look like he's happy to be nowhere in the States, even when he's freaking shooting commercials that are paying him millions of dollars. Like, every summer when he's finished, he goes right back home and you see this motherfucker drinking wine, dancing in the woods with his family,
or
like
with the horses or
right,
something like that.
you know,
over there doing his thing.
no doubt. So
yeah, being whole and fulfilled doesn't require you to be flashy with a bunch of money. Like, if you could show up fully with love and confidence and compassion, like that's really what it's all about. I think, and to go with the status of the NBA, I think we're missing why we love the game inside of it. Yes, there's all these business aspects, money. And I do want people to get ways to make their lives better. I do want that to happen, but because there's so much money being injected into it, we're losing. We run the risk of losing, I should say.
we're losing the soul.
We're running the risk of losing
essence.
the essence of what we all love to do when you just pick up the ball and you shoot it in the hoop. And that in itself is pure. It's honest. It's innocent.
And that's what it is for them over there, more so than just flashy shit.
Yeah. It's like we are here to do something that, the Aztecs did, the the eons before us when things were just, to survive. This was a break from surviving, and it was pure. And we are taking it and elevating it in some ways, but we're also losing pieces of it that just goes back to that core of just putting the ball in the hoop.
No doubt.
And I think as much as I enjoy, people getting paid, I want these young brothers to get as much money as they can while they're in these positions. I don't want to stand in that way. I have a duality, though. I recognize that while they're getting their money, we have to protect them with how they spend it, what they do with it. I think some of these millions they get, like, I don't know if it should be like a part of their contract or something that goes off to a safety net fund or something that kind of makes or ensures.
And
I know they're not doing that. I'm just saying, like, that's why I protect them on that level, but also protect their mental health too. And you talking about a guy like Ricky Rubio, high caliber player, but also is battling in mental health, suicidal thoughts while, coming home from the game. Like, you got these things. I don't want to be here. Like,
it's heavy, bro.
that's where it's like, and that's why,
Shit can get heavy.
when it comes to men, man, we run that statistic the highest every year. The suicidal thoughts, the mental health aspects. We don't talk, we don't share, we don't open up because we don't either A, feel like it's manly to do it, but two, we don't want to bring it to a burden to somebody else. We're supposed to carry it all ourselves. Nah, I got it. I'm good. And then you breaking down internally because we can't speak up and share it. It's like, what he's saying about the NBA is true, but what's deeper than that is the fact that he couldn't share it while being in the NBA. It took him getting away from the game to really be able to speak about it.
True.
And it's sad that he had to do that because he should have been able to open up to somebody in the league, in the game.
I mean, my other side of it, and to play devil's advocate is
We ain't advocate no devil. We're gonna say angel's advocate today.
whoever's advocate is just that, you also have to want to assimilate too,
That's fair.
Like, I didn't like every single country that I played at overseas, but I went into it with an open mind, and maybe I didn't like certain places as much as others. Some places I, again, still have friends and connections with now.
Yeah.
But you have to kind of want to open yourself up to it too.
Yeah.
Like, certain people can be kind of closed-minded and step into something that could be great for them, but also they have to, give themselves that space for them to take it in. Pause. And I don't know if he did that, so I can't really speak to what his experience is for real. I'm just reacting off of the comments that he made. And I do agree with him that some of the NBA is about, like, the wrong things,
Yeah.
But I do think that maybe he might have just not been open to it, because I do see the team, or I have seen the teammates, again, the ones that were here in the States, and they go to practice, then they just go home. They don't really try to come kick it with you when you're like, yo, like, come out with me, whatever. They just ain't about that shit,
Yeah.
So that can also weigh on you when you just feel like you're alone, and having been to myself in the reverse, again, an American player in a foreign country, and where you feel like you're alone and all you got is four walls and you don't connect with anything around here, like, that can be a big mental, like, burden, And I've had it weigh on me to the point where I'm like, all right, man, like I got to see what's up with one of my teammates at least to just figure out, sometimes it's my American teammates and we can connect, we can bond, and we can then experience a new country in a different way, just having like, yo, this is my homie and we rocking out, Like my one homie when I was playing in Chile in South America, Eric Thomas, he lives on the West Coast now, but that was my nigga for months and months and months because it's just like we in the fucking bottom of the map right now. And it's really about all we got is each other, So that gives you the chance to connect and bond, but also having the local teammates, because that same season I'm talking about, I had great local teammates that, were willing to lend a hand and stretch their hand out to say, yo, come along with me.
Come on over,
And people I'm still talking to nowadays, because I was just talking to one of those people yesterday from Chile.
That's fire.
And he's doing like dope shit to where he's doing Eminem covers on like national TV down there. So, but it's just interesting when you take someone out of their natural environment and stick them somewhere else to do something that they are naturally gifted at. It's just, it gets tricky. And I've seen basketball break a lot of people in that way, especially the Americans that go overseas to play and they just lose a piece of their mind doing it because all the shit that you got to deal with, But yeah. Shouts to Ricky, man. Hopefully life is going well and you are in a better place with yourself because, that's the most important thing. We just reacting off of comments that you put out. And again, I got an interesting perspective off of it because of the things that I've been through,
Yeah. And you have that perspective, too. It's a little bit unique.
Yeah. I've been the reverse again. America going overseas to do the same thing that he did to come here. Obviously different level. League is a whole different ball game. But just being able to find peace in a foreign place is something that I definitely have experience with, So
yeah, man. But if you can, get out, speak to somebody, go to therapy,
find a friend, man.
Find someone that
sometimes you got to get out of your
feelings,
own space and
your
just
thoughts.
Connect with someone if you have the chance to.
Exactly.
That's that. So yeah, moving forward, man. I don't know if I want to touch this next one, man.
Why not?
Cause like. It can get into a long conversation, and we ain't got that much time. But
we could shed light and let the audience.
It's just
make
fuck RG3, like
okay,
really
all
that
right,
like
okay. Listen.
RG3.
I'm trying to what I mean. Journalistic integrity over here.
Clown in the media, like I don't think he likes black people like that. With his most recent comments or whatever you want to call it about Angel Reese. Where he just keeps going back to her like over and over and over again. It seems very like you got a real issue with her that you gotta handle internally, bro. And stop taking every shot that you can to down black women, black people, and that kind of shit, bro. Like, I don't even want to give him too much light on here just because I see the game that he's playing, and that shit is nasty to me, And it's coon shit.
Can we get a little bit more context for the audience? Like what do you in your opinion?
RG3 made a post recently about he reposted basically some shit that someone else said and took that as an opportunity to kind of talk about his perspective on Angel Reese off of how he feels, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what his issue with her is so much, and I have been someone who has been critical of Angel Reese on his podcast at one point and have said some things where I'm like, she has some shit to do and to work on, and she does, and I still feel that way. But the woman is performing very well in the WNBA, setting records, breaking records, and just doing her best to be an impact in the league. How she does it, again, I still don't think it's everyone's cup of tea, and maybe not mine so much. But I do respect when you get in between the lines if you show up and you do what the fuck you got to do, which she's doing. So some shit just seems very personal, and especially from a person who, again, takes opportunities to down black people. And it seemingly very much that he does it for clout,
So you think he's using his platform to attack people so he can get more, like stand on the necks of others to get to the higher point?
Yeah, and as a black man and a black person, I think you have responsibility, especially in the media, when certain things can be racially charged, that you should have a responsibility to the community that you are from, and he doesn't very much seem like he is from that culture and community now, with the lifestyle he lives. I'm not taking shots at anyone's lifestyle, how they want to live it. I'm just saying that it doesn't really seem like he's down at the cookout. Like, you know, like how Justin Bieber
Is
came
he?
to the cookout.
Yeah,
like,
he's uninvited.
He seems like
He's
he's
uninvited.
going.
He's
like,
leaving.
What's they shit that ain't the whatever be
That
comparable.
would be a picnic.
The beach day or something like that.
Uh-huh.
Like, you know, whatever it is. Like, he seemed like he going over there.
Mhm.
But when you're doing that kind of shit, to me, it is irresponsible. I ain't gonna say irresponsible because it's calculated. I feel like with him.
You think he's doing it on purpose?
Yeah, of
to
course.
Get the views?
Hell
Okay.
yeah. Hell
Going
yeah.
back to what we talked about earlier.
But the
with
irresponsibility of it as a black man who knows what it is like to be black. I'm trying to say this the right way, but when you open up certain doors as a black man and you are around them, like the other side, meaning the Caucasian, the white community, and them having the perspective of now looking at black people a specific way off of what you saying, that's the irresponsible part of it for me.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm never, as a black man, going to be around white people and misrepresent myself as who I am and the culture that I come from. You know, I might not be, and black culture is vast. It is a very wide community.
We are not a monolith. Yes.
Right. You know, there are great things about black culture. There are not so great things about black culture, but that's pretty much everyone and every culture in the fucking world. So I'm not going to be around people that are not my race and then making public statements or comments about the race that I am around them that gives them fuel to then be making the same comments with less perspective or understanding of what it's like to be black, you know. And that's where it's tricky to me because I do feel like sometimes the racial part of it gets used to like, look, he's black and he's saying it, so it must be true, you know. And that's where it's dangerous for me.
Yeah.
So that's why I think he's cooning a little bit.
You think he's aware of the weight of his words in these moments?
He should be. He should be. If he's not, then I wish he would have someone around him that will guide him in the right direction in that way. But he should be more aware. And, you know, I know Ryan Clark from ESPN as well. He had, and the Pivot podcast, he made some public statements about his last little shit that happened, I guess, maybe a couple months ago at this point. And they had their little back and forth. So it's not like he does not know that there's another perspective outside of his that people feel off of the comments that he makes. So I feel like he should be more willing to listen to those perspectives and understand his place within culture, you know, and not black culture, but culture in general, to where you might want to lean more into that. And if you love who you love, be around who you want to be around. I got white friends, so it's not like, you know, I can't understand that I'm in that community as well with a lot of the people that, you know, I frequent or the ones that are around me. But again, I'm never going to misrepresent myself in that community to make it seem like I'm giving them the license to shit on my people.
Yeah.
You know, and that's where it gets dangerous for me.
Interesting. So you don't want to be the wick that they use to light that person on
Hell no.
fire. Yeah, I got you.
And certain shit is like, let us handle that. Y'all sit on the side.
Time for you to step away from the cookout because we got to handle some stuff inside the cookout first.
No doubt.
But you know it's interesting because
go back to your car, turn some music on. When we done handling this, then
come on back
out.
Right. But the daughter of Martin Luther King, Bernice King, she even chimed in.
Facts.
And she said,
she ain't like that shit.
Yeah, she said we need more people ready to build bridges between us and not walls to divide us. And, you know, I suggest you call Angel Reese and stop posting about her. That's what she said, which is interesting to have such a prominent figure in our community stepping up for Angel. It's very, like, I don't even think Angel understood the magnitude of her influence, because to have, you know, her and the legacy of the King family in itself, have them stepping in to kind of defend and support you on your platform as you're breaking records and being an all-star player, it's very big. It's a very big moment, you know, for the culture. But I think in some instances, we need to showcase, right? We brought up God earlier. God to use all things to, you know, to make it, you know, the presence in society better. I think we needed to have this kind of like open discourse to show people how we handle like moments of disagreement in the Black community. We can do this, we can disagree, and we can come to a place and come together. Now, if we land it, the plane is still landing. I don't think it landed yet. The plane is still landing, but if we can land it and where RG3 can apologize, Angel Reese can accept it, and we kind of like get back to what makes all of us great is the sport. That's what we got to talk about. The sport in itself. I think like you said, that healthy toxic, that line is so thin between healthy and unhealthy. It's like it's razor thin. And I think so many people fall in to thinking they're being healthy toxic and they're diving headfirst into being just disrespectful and toxic. And as you know, even Stephen A had to get, checked back to LeBron, and not to bring up again LeBron. I know how you don't like that. But it's moments where you're a media figurehead and you're saying stuff and you may not come from a place of malice, but it's taken that way.
But I think RG3 does come from a place of malice, which is
that's fair.
That's the part fair. Of it that's distasteful to me.
That's fair.
Stephen A situation, not to compare, like he ain't mean no harm, and he's done his best to play objective in whatever he was saying in that scenario.
To each his own.
I
wasn't trying to use that as a reference for that. I'm just saying, like, there's just moments, even on the biggest, I see Stephen at the highest grade of that, where even he can be taken out of context, or it can be taken to a place where it's like, okay, but if you don't have that, we end up in a place where we can't see eye to eye, and we just respectfully disagree and don't like each other from here on out, fine. But just let's not fight in front of everyone else. Let's keep that in house.
That's what I'm saying.
Let's do this in the private.
For sure.
What we can correct in private, praise in public. That's how I see as a society and in a culture we should be moving. But who knows if they're going to do that? We'll see. The legacy continues.
So yeah, man, that's all the shiny get on my shit.
You said FRG3, man. That was crazy.
I don't like it, bro. I don't like it. It's distasteful. And, when you parading around where you at with the people you are with and making statements, again, about Black people and Black community, and, it just comes off a different kind of way to me,
Facts.
And I ain't going to say I'm Mr. Super blackety black and like that. Like, I'm not
fan.
Dr. Umar, or anything like that.
You're a Kendrick fan. You know what's up.
But at the same time, bro, like I do respect people of our culture representing us properly when they're with other cultures, Because, again, don't give people a license to dig in, because knowing with the whole Caitlin Clark and Angela Reese thing with the racial undertones of all of that, like, you are igniting a certain people who already don't like Angela Reese just because she's a Black woman,
Yeah.
And that's where you got to have a little bit more responsibility. But that's that's all I'm going to give him on that one, man. Yeah, and we long at this point, so we will just get to the end of this thing.
You want to hop into Justin, what's the name?
What's that?
Hop into
the health talk?
No, you don't want, you don't got to. I mean, I didn't know.
Nah, we'll say that. We'll say that, man,
one
because it is a conversation that I would like to open up a little bit more time for. So, we'll probably try to come back to that at some point. But yeah, we'll just go quote, man, and then we'll get this thing wrapped up here, so y'all people can be on with the rest of y'all days, and us with the rest of our evening, because Waldo got baby shit to build in his house that if we keep him too long, some people might be a little perturbed if he's not back there to do his thing.
So that's on me today, right?
It is on you today, for sure.
Okay. So I got a couple that I've been looking at. I've been a lot of stuff I've been looking at. But short and sweet, freedom without purpose is lifeless. Aiden Shippen Grover. Freedom without purpose is lifeless.
That's good.
Yeah.
And it kind of ties back into something that was released from one of the people we spoke about earlier, Malice.
Mm-hmm.
With his whole, spiritual journey, with him leaving hip hop and then coming back to it.
Mm-hmm.
and the things he kind of said. I was watching him and his brother on Joe Budden's podcast. They did a
that was
Patreon
an
episode.
Yep.
Great episode, great interview. And he was talking about, they asked him about, what's your line on the album when he said, I'm the only only one that left and was actually free. I'm probably messing up the actual
Yeah,
lyric.
I get the reference though. You got it right.
But he was basically just saying like, I was free because of my spiritual journey, like, and that freed me to then have the space to accept that and dive into that, but also then realize that his purpose, he's called it his ministry. Like his ministry is to be doing what he's doing right now, back in the rap game, and kind of like taking the things that he's learned, been through, and then giving people those stories that game, through the lyrics and through how he lives his life, So interesting quote for the timing, because I was literally just watching an interview 2 days ago, and it was a very impactful interview, and listening to him speak like is different. It's different.
It's fire, bro. I'm saying we might have to go, bro. I'm gonna look at I saw the tickets for 118.
Looking at it, man.
118 ain't bad.
You want to do the Clipse show? I might do it. I
Let's
might
just
because
rap.
I feel if I miss it, then I'm probably gonna have the FOMO. And I know right now I'm in a different mode, just trying to lock in and get things off the ground. And I'm not trying to have too much shit
extra
distract from
money,
that. Yeah. But it might be something I got to do. I'm considering a little bit more.
There's other locations too we can go to. Look at there's I think
I'm gonna check it out, man.
Baltimore, I think something.
I'm gonna check it out, man. But I might just have to if I just keep picking up the energy off the album, which again I'm still raving about. But
we'll call this the Clipse episode. This is crazy.
We might either that or the Cookout.
I know, right? The Cookout episode.
Whatever one. But yeah, man, we'll wrap this thing up as always by telling you to guard yourself mentally, physically, spiritually. Heavy on the mental. Facts. And the spiritual.
And the spiritual, facts.
And all things in between. Stay safe in this crazy world. If you made it this far into the audio/visual, please do not forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We love the love over here at the EFS podcast. But until next time, episode number 63 is out. Peace.
Gone.
Later.